Are you employed, Mr. Don't go out there for a job just like that, will you? On a weekday?
I've got a story. I don't know if you have time for it. Do you? Oh, good, because this is, well, okay, so this is about when I met, personally, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle at the same time, just moments before they were going live with the Lounge Show. I was, well, you can imagine, I was speechless. And can I just tell you, they were delightful. Rob especially. Bob is, he's a little different, but, you know, I think it's a good balance for Rob's obvious talent, you know. I don't want that to come out wrong, of course. Bob is, well, I guess we'll just leave it at that.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Applause, applause, applause. And I can't hear you. I cannot hear Mr. Bob. But I did hear Kiefer's dad, Donald Sutherland, talk good. And then I heard the lovely and talented booth announcer, Tracy. But then no applause and no, I'm not listening. I don't hear you. Are you there? Are you fooling with me on this joyous return to the lounge after a week hiatus?
Are you with me? Can you hear me now?
There he is.
Okay,
he's there.
So we're clearly having issues where my sound device is just crapping out for no reason. This happened right before we went live, and now it's happened again.
Oh, so this isn't a software issue. You're claiming this could be a hardware issue?
That's my claim. That's my claim.
Whoa. Whoa, boo, boo.
Well, it's, you know, it could be a loose cord. The cat was in here before, and that very often will cause an issue. So, but anyway, welcome back, everybody.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
That's right.
It is.
And we are the regular crowd, and we're hoping that you're rushing in too with your friends and family and loved ones, and maybe the guy who moved in across the street and been trying to figure out a way to break the ice. Well, why not invite him over for a good evening of the lounge with Rob and Bob?
Yeah, welcome into the lounge. It's the lounge. Bob and I are here every Saturday, 9 o'clock, Saturday Eastern, 6 o'clock, and our names are not there either, but I think they were when we...
Well, we're used to that by now. I'll tell you what, let's go here, because looky.
Is that live?
Well, hold on. I guess the video
either way, though, it's
again.
fine, because I took a look at that this week, and Lake Geneva, the piers are starting to go in at the yacht club there.
Well,
so, very good.
I'm trying to scroll. It doesn't matter, because earlier today I filmed it. And
there it is.
And
it's
it was
moving.
this. That was
That's
earlier
good.
today.
Okay. All right. But yeah, look at how good. See, the piers are starting to go in.
Yeah.
Pier, and then pretty soon there will be a vast array of peerage and buoys and yacht clubby stuff, man.
Oh,
that's
my.
What's going to be? Oh my, that's right.
Oh my.
So hi, Bob. Haven't talked to you in a couple of weeks. I was
That's
on
right.
a journey.
I refused your calls, all of them. I just said
no.
no.
I didn't call you.
Not until he could. That's not what
I don't believe I called you at all.
Well, you can believe whatever. You know, we're all entitled to be wrong from time to time. However, yes, you were gone, and you were on a family thing. Is there anything you want to tell me about this vacation, or is this all off the air stuff?
No. It's fine. It's fine. There's all kinds of mini stories, bigger stories, lots of contemplation when you're driving for 7 hours one way.
Yeah, boy.
So you have time. You have, as my boss said to me, he says, "Where do you do?" I'm going to Orlando. I'm going to visit my sister. And he goes, "What is that? About a 7? I go, "Yeah, 7 hours." And he says, "A lot of windshield time on a trip like that. A lot of windshield time." And I thought, okay. And But you see here, the thing with me, I have to tell you this, a little behind the curtain kind of a thing. 6 years ago, it doesn't matter. I was going to South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, on a road trip. And with about an hour to go, I was overwhelmed with this panic attack. And it was severe. It was debilitating. It really was. Like, I thought I'm going to have to pull over and I'm going to have to call the people I was going to meet and come get me. I freaked the hell out. And that has had a little residual still. So Wednesday of last week, I'm going on the road. I'm going to drive. Oh my gosh. And as it turns out, it was cathartic. It was good to do. Going down, I did some of the breathing techniques that Mr. Bob has taught me.
That's right.
You just done something. Do you know you're not on? Or yes, you do. You know you're not on. You know you're not on. Okay. We will be right back. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. There we go. Okay, and Bob's back. No,
we're back.
We are. Oh, there he is.
I think we're back.
There he is.
Okay. I'm joking. I can't touch any button. If I touch the thing, like this happened last time, I touched it to turn off the effect of the reverb that I was doing before the show, and just then I touched it to do the applause, and it crapped out on me. So there will be no sound effects from my end. Rob is going to be completely in charge of both the entertainment and the sound effects.
Well, so anyway, okay. So
there we go. Hello, Dean. I'm so glad to hear that we have a living, breathing soul out there. Unless you're AI, you never know. Oh, it's evening.
What was that word?
The word, it's right in front of you. Gut evening.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah. That's how.
So it was cathartic. But I also thought of a couple other things. I visited my sister and her husband. It was wonderful. Had a great time. Probably can't see it. Sporting the new Ron John shirt. When you go to Cocoa Beach, and then you do the beach all day, and then when you leave the beach, Ron John Surf Shop is right there, a la gift shop at the end of Space Mountain. It's the same concept. You leave the beach, you're all beachy, and then you go to the beachy store and you buy beach stuff. And then you probably know. So I thought, what a convenient location for Ron John. And I bought flip-flops. I bought this new shirt. But anyway, I had a great time visiting my sister.
That all sounds extremely beachy and fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And in fact, let's see if I can do this correctly. All right, now let's see, to like the wait, what? So to have the preview. Wait.
See,
here we go.
Me.
Here we go. No. I have to see. Here's the thing. So this. So we did the beach, and the reason I'm going to just show you this here is because that's Scotty and that's my sister Kimberly, and that is where we hung for the day. They don't fool around. We were breaking down here.
I see.
But the deal is they don't fool around. Like if you look to Scotty's, like between Scotty and Kimberly there, you'll see a little wagon you pull all the rigging to the beach. There's no toting of anything. There's this beautiful little tenty cover up thing and chairs. These people do beach professionally.
And then how long were you actually there?
What, down in Florida or
at the beach?
Maybe 1 till 6, about 5 hours. But you're not in the sun. You're not baking. That's the thing. The breeze was great, and with the little tent thing going on,
just got to enjoy it.
Game changer. It was. I enjoyed the whole idea of just being at the beach. People watching. I walked up and down I picked up shells. I was a cliche. I actually picked up
so now ladies and gentlemen, I can't remember what you said about that was off or on the show, but as you talked about the beach and how you don't get it, and it's just sand, and once you do that thing, and now here I was picking up seashells.
Right. No, yes, agreed. I don't like salt water and I don't like sand, and that's what the beach is. And I was turned around. My sister and Scotty spun me around. When you consume the beach the way they do, it is a delight. A big cooler full of food and beverages. And I managed to put on the sunblock because I burn like nobody's
Yes.
And so under the tent, watching the people, delightful time. And also, I thought, again, like I was saying, I had that whole freak out 7 years ago, and so I had to get that out of my system. And then I got to thinking about you and I taking so many road trips in the day years ago.
Yes.
Bob and I would take a 13-hour glide up the road.
It would be so great to have some of that audio. And
Yes.
because no one can stop us from playing our own audio. And it's all,
Right.
you know, on these little tiny micro cassettes, because that was the
That's
style at the
right.
time.
Yeah.
And I had like a bag of them, a bag of these cassettes. And
Yes, you did.
and so we taped, you know, various hilarities. I'm sure we thought we were hilarious. Well, I'm sure I did.
The thing is, but
And the
with
man who
13
needs no
hours-
introduction. Yes.
13 hours Bob and I would do. That's a long ass drive, man. And we would go, and we did this annually for what, maybe 4 or 5 years in a row? I don't know. And we would go all the way up to Summerfest and do the whole thing in Milwaukee and hang out with some of my old college buddies. And I was also thinking about this too. That got me to, and then Bob and I would do this. I was thinking how you and I aren't much for, and we weren't even in the old days, for going to bars. You and I weren't big bar. Well, let's go down to the bars. Bob and I would always gather our rigging. We'd get our food, we'd get our beverages, and we'd just hunker down for the night. That was always shoot pool, solve the world's problems. Many a lounge show came out of those gatherings. And so the reason I bring this up is I think there's a possibility that you and I, of all the bars we have spent more time in Chuck's than any other bar on the planet. You and I together in a bar.
What about Manuel's Tavern? Didn't we spend some time there? And Taco Mac.
Yes. Now I did think about the Taco Mac by your, what was that, apartment number 2? Yeah. I forget the order, but yes.
I don't know.
But
now I know I spent a ton of time there back in the day.
Yes, you did. But I want to say 2 or 3, 4 times maybe we did that, the Taco Mac bet. But we've done Chuck's. I mean, every time we would go up there, you're going to hit Chuck's 2 or 3 times a visit. And shoot pool, and then wait for the boys, and get a sandwich, or do a fish fry. Or
but didn't we go to Manuel's a lot?
No.
When I lived in Stone Mountain.
I bet you I have Manuel's Tavern in what, Highlands? Is that where you're talking?
No, on
Virginia
Memorial
Highlands?
Drive. Maybe you were after that.
Yeah, I don't recall you and I doing any bars. We bowling.
Well, it was
we
a
did
tavern, you know. It was more of a restaurant where we could buy. Yeah, bars we didn't do.
No, we didn't let's go down to Buckhead and howl at the moon. That was never our jam.
No.
We were smart enough at least not to drive anywhere. We would get all our errands run and say, now, Bite Me Night. I was thinking about Bite Me Night the other day. I thought, we haven't done a Bite Me Night in 100 years.
Just to clarify,
by the way. Yeah, I was just going to say clarification.
It's when you make bite-sized, appetizer-y things. So we would make just
junk
all
food.
A bunch of crap food.
Yes,
and in bite-sized portions.
Taquitos and pizza rolls, and yes, right. and those bagels have the pizza topping on them. All the crap frozen food. We would buy pounds of the stuff.
Right, and just to clarify, that we were both drinking at the time. That was
severely drinking.
Drinking professionally. Bite Me Night went hand in hand with beer and whatever else.
Okay, so now this one, I don't. How come this isn't sharing? I don't know why it's not sharing.
I don't know. Sharing is, it's a quality that.
No. Okay, hold on. I want this picture to show up, and it's just not showing up. Now, why would that be? I don't know. But I had another picture I was going to show you.
So why should it be? What?
I don't understand anything about that. But anyway, I was going to show. Oh, look at this! A bunch of people are here now. I just brought up the tote board again. Because I was trying to show you another picture.
Right.
But anyway.
What's in the tote?
What's in what tote?
You just brought up the tote board.
Oh, well, I mean, Dean and Tracy chimed in.
Yes, I think they're doing their own show, I think.
Oh, are they? Okay,
yeah,
I haven't really read much of that.
This is good. It's great value. You come in here, you've got our show, and there's very often, it's not just Tracy, people have their own show that they do here on the comments, and then, of course, there's the show that's up in blue that I often wonder how many people ever read.
Sammy's here.
I saw Sammy, yes, I saw Sammy there. So,
So here's something, too, that I thought of you. A lot of Bob things flashed through my noggin over on this road trip, so I went up to the attic to get my luggage. And normally I'm flying, so you've got a finite amount of things that you can pack. You're going to go on a plane. And so I've got my little and my backpack. That's it. But on this trip, since I'm driving, I thought you can pack loosey-goosey. And I grabbed an old blue zipper piece of luggage that I haven't used in years. That was always my traveled out to Bob's house luggage. It was the one that I would throw in all, whatever, your socks and pair of sweatpants and my rigging. That's right. And so that I scribbled that down, because all these Bob things came about on this journey. But I will say this: here's the deep thought. What was the name of that guy? Handy? What was his?
Jack Handy. Yes.
Yeah, the deep thing. So here's the deep thought part. So Wednesday, before I'm going to get on the road, going to drive to Florida, and I said I'm not going, because I was freaking out about the whole thing. I still had this. I'm not going. I'll just text or something. Can't make it. Whatever. I was really going to weenie out, okay, which would have been horrible, just horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I finally came to realize, here's the Jack Handy thing, is how lucky I am that I still can do these things. I have the physical capacity and I can still drive. I have a car, a good, reliable vehicle. I can take the road. There's a lot of people who can't, who probably would love to take a nice road trip down to Florida. Anyway, it was a nice trip. And I had a really good time with my sister, and had just did the Florida thing. Florida has a feeling. Florida's got hot
the whole
and air.
Humid and muggy.
Yes, right. The humid. You're by the ocean. We went to the ocean. Driving back there, I was looking at the bay, and there was all these big
where the watermelons grow.
Yes, and also where rich people park their boats. And I thought, can't see that in Atlanta. This is one of the reasons you made this road trip. So, and again, another new thing. The new car has the ability that I can stream much more. I can have many more entertainment options than I had in years past.
And what did you avail yourself of the most, would you say?
My tunes, the tunes that I had, like on Spotify, the mixers that I had. But on the way down, I did check out a podcast, and I couldn't tell you the guy's name, but he talks about World War II.
Okay.
And his podcasts average 4 hours.
All right.
And so I thought, I got a 7-hour drive. 4 hours, only half. And he's very articulate, and it was very interesting, but I didn't do all 4 hours. But it was just nice to have someone talk at you as opposed to just tunes. But I did mostly music, and all instrumental music. I don't think I barely played a song that had lyrics in it. Everything was instrumental.
I just, people don't know really the magnitude of just how long, and maybe you still do. I don't think so, though. You carried CDs that you burned in your car when we were well into MP3 and even streaming. Now, you didn't have a streaming solution, I think, was one of the issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, although then toward the end there, I found an adapter. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I found an adapter that allowed me to, even in the old car, I could, this plugs into this and then into the phone, and I could, but the speakers were blown on my old car. The whole thing was a mess. This new car has some things, actually almost everything works on it. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did, but I still have 2 of those pleather zipper cases that have all of those mixed CDs in them.
I have one of those in my trunk, that's followed me from car to car forever. Like, it's probably not in there anymore.
I have 2 of them still in it. It's followed me car to car because I just transferred cars, and I still have them in the trunk. I'm sure they're melting or something on a hot day. I don't know.
I don't think I even have, Tracy may know, a CD player in my car. It's 60 or 70 something out here. It's warm, and this room is very hot. I'd say it's 80 something in this room.
70 something. Now it's 80
in this room.
30 degree swing on that. 43 here in Atlanta, and it was cold at the Masters today. Most of the world, not just the country, Bob, actually watches this golf tournament, and of course you don't, but everyone was watching.
Didn't even know it was happening.
Yeah, this is it's a biggie too, because a lot of times when I was a boy, Easter Sunday involved, I could get away from the table quicker because my dad had already plopped his butt in front of the Masters, the final round on Easter. Well, if Dad can go, I can go sit and watch TV with Dad instead of listening to the older folks prattle on about whatever they prattle about.
Whatever it is we probably talk about now.
Exactly.
Recipes and whatnot.
Right. Yes. Oh, and look at this,
I'm
Sammy,
scared to move.
Sammy just asked what's our plan for Easter. I'm gathering with my daughter and son-in-law and Riley, the granddaughter, and it's going to be a big gathering tomorrow at 3 o'clock Easter.
Amber has a friend over, and
Oh, okay.
tomorrow, and I think the goal is everyone wants to sleep until they can sleep no longer. So
Oh, the
sometime in
cows
the
come.
afternoon, the plan is
Right.
to have an Easter egg hunt, not for people,
Okay.
but for the cat and the
Dogs.
dog.
Okay, I
So,
like
and
it.
I'm sure they will be. And I think I heard rumblings earlier this week of Amber ordering Easter dresses for the animals. So I'm sure. Oh,
Okay.
I wish I thought to do this. If I thought we were going to go here, but she did a photo shoot of Amber. I mean of Lucy and Harper, all in like this Easter photo shoot, like Olin Mill style or whatever. And it's insanely cute. And she
Oh,
caught
no.
them like kissing and the whole thing. It's a calendar. It's a calendar. Very cute.
Olin, I haven't heard the words Olin and
Olin.
Mills put together in a long time. Boy, was that a racket. Or even Sears. When I was a boy, my mom took us to Sears. You sat on a hay bale.
I know
That
we took
bullshit.
when I was first married, or yeah, we had Catherine, and we took Catherine to Olin Mills, and then we did it again later because we had one of those when with Deborah, and we had one of those double exposed things like big Catherine head here, and then Deborah sitting in a chair superimposed in the
Yeah.
front, which was
And
the
then, and then
style
they,
at the time.
I know, and then they got you take out a second mortgage to pay for it. And then I remember Kim coming now, which ones do we want? I really, whatever. Well, we got to pick, and then finally, though, we came to the conclusion that we'll do like a birth or whatever, tiny, maybe 6 months and maybe 1 year. So 3 for each child. So for those first 2 years, it was like a small fortune that old Mr. Mills got. Olin, I guess, is his first name.
Yeah,
And he got a lot of money out of us.
they
But
call him
I will
Rollin'
say,
Olin. Mm,
Roland Olin.
yeah.
But the pictures are nice. But yeah, so you have that for the cat and the dog is a kissing Eastery kind of thing.
Yeah, Amber got a few really good shots, and she'll every now and then just grab them. Like she will scoop them up each. And now Lucy's ginormous. You have to understand now. So there's Harper tucked up under one arm, and then this ginormous cat kind of spilling out over everything, and they're mushed
Oh,
together.
Lucy's putting on some size. I haven't seen Lucy in a while, so I don't recall. I remember seeing her when I was there in October, but I think she still had some kitten size on her then. In those
Maybe,
days?
but I mean, she was getting there. But she is. So Harper is 8 or 9 pounds or something like that, and Lucy is 12 pounds, and visibly bigger than the dog. So
Okay.
yeah, it got
Is she the alpha?
they.
Is the cat the alpha?
It's hard to say. They really don't like. I think she'd say that if you were to interview her in English. She'd say, "Yep,
If you were
damn
to
right I
ask
am."
her.
But Harper's just kind of unflappable. I mean, Lucy might come up and like bat at her or whatever, and Harper will just sit there. But Harper doesn't ever be like aggressive. She does no alpha activity. Neither one of them really do. Lucy does the closest, but it's just kitten stuff, really. She's just a kitten in a
Kimberly,
big
my sister has a new dog. It's
a
2 years
dog.
old, but it's a new dog, and it's a English bulldog.
My dad
And
had something like that at one point.
man, it's
Oh
about
no, no,
60
not that.
pounds, but it's not very big. But it's a block of muscle, man. This dog, when it jumps up on you, even though it's a little dog, little in size, but not in presence. Wow. And it was really wound up. And I said to them too, I said, this dog is going to calm down finally about the time I leave. And sure enough, she had gotten used to me, that third day. Okay. And she didn't have to run around and jump on, but very strong. And they had something unique too. She has her own, what do you call it? Crate kind of a situation, but it's built into the end table so in the living room on the side of the couch is an end table, right? And it's
Yeah,
got a lamp on it, and you put but it has a cage front and it opens up and the dog goes in there. So it blends into the decor. It's very slick.
that's
I had
cool.
never seen it. Yeah, it is. It doesn't look like a fiberglass plastic kennel in the middle of the living room. It looks like furniture. And she was a nice dog, but just wound up. I had forgotten,
Yeah, we
the
got Harper with the
wound.
bark. She does the initial bark at people, which is
How old is
annoying.
Harper?
She's 4, about to be 5, I think. I
Okay.
think she'll be 5 in May. And so yeah, I mean, she's got the years on Lucy, but they're still really young and full of energy. And these are the salad days, man. This is the good
Yeah.
stuff right here. They're getting to know each other. We figure they're going to be legit cuddling by the end of 2023. They sleep next to each other, but they don't cuddle. That's what we
Uh-huh.
want to see.
Well, you can always take them back to Olin Mills next year. I'm sure you get a coupon or a punch card or something.
I'll just do it with AI. I don't need Olin Mills anymore.
So here's something interesting that happened today. I know it's not. I shouldn't say interesting. Odd. The statistical anomaly.
Noteworthy.
So the other day, I ordered pens. Of all things, I ordered pens because I have a special kind of pen that I like at work, okay? Just for whatever. Pentel, the millimeter size of the rolling ball, the whole thing. I'm really puckered about it. So
I've had that
I ordered and I ordered 4 of them. And so today it said, I got an email that your package has been delivered, showed the garage door. I go down, I just swipe it. I come upstairs, I open it up, and out come these pens, and they're the wrong kind. And there's too many. I only ordered 4, and there's like 16, and they were Sharpies, not Pentel. And I go, what the hell? And so I flip it over, my neighbor. So they put pens. That's right. That's the creepy, weird. Come on. Only pens in the envelope, nothing else. And I went, oh my gosh, same day delivery. We're both weird and ordered just pens. And they were delivered on the same day. So then I have to text her. I opened your pens, but I had pens coming too. And what are the odds? And she texted back and said we should buy a lottery ticket. But I thought, how odd that both on the exact same day got pens and only pens. Normally you would get and paper clips or printer paper or something. You would have a combo delivery. Nope. We both ordered pens on the same. Yeah, I know it's a boring story, but I thought,
if she just was mortified that she didn't want anybody to know that she got those pens, and now she's just flustered. But I don't know if are you sure it's my name because I didn't. Did I order? Pens. I don't think I had any.
I don't think I do that. I think maybe my ex-husband used to order pens, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's just a mistake, I guess.
Yeah, right. Pens,
technology.
But,
I guess I should call the credit agencies.
So what did you do last week without me? When there was no lounge show? What did you do?
I will tell you that I didn't like it. I didn't like because you get into the thing because I do a coaching call in the morning, and then I go, okay, the next thing, my next broadcast thing is the show, and I'll load this up, and maybe I'll think about doing something for it, and I probably won't, but at least I've got it coming up. And that's always a nice little, whatever, regardless of who shows up or what we say or whatever. It's just a thing. And so it was just kind of because it was Saturday night, and I'm sure she had friends over, and I'm like, and Tracy was doing something. It was just sort of I don't know what to do. Yeah. So we'll have no more of that.
Well, I will say I got back on Sunday, and I was behind the 8 ball all week at work because I normally take a bumper day, and I didn't. Even though I got home at 2 in the afternoon. It was 2 in the afternoon by the time I got home, which is fine. I had a lot of time to do a load of laundry, blah,
just
blah.
like you planned.
But didn't get quite caught up. Anyway, the point is, I got back and I thought I really enjoyed going. I really enjoyed it. It was cathartic to take the road trip and the whole thing. The whole experience was wonderful. But I must say, when I got home, I go, no show with Bob, no lounge. You get the routine, the tea on Saturday night, and the whole thing, and you do just everything. It's part of the ritual, the routine. And I'm finding now that I'm becoming much more of a homebody, which I don't know that that's a good or bad thing. And then you think to yourself, why does it have to be either? Why? It's just what it is.
Having been that for years now, and I guess having that thought about making yourself wrong for being that, especially when everyone else in your life wants to go do stuff, that makes it a little bit more difficult when you have a lot of social people close to you. But yeah, you just kind of go, you can't make yourself wrong for it. I mean, it's just your wiring, and it's just kind of how things work, and you can choose to work on it. You can choose to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone. If I really need to be social, or you can just say, no, I'm
not. Here's where I go with that. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not bothering a soul.
That's right. The more you go out, the more chances there are that you're going to bother somebody.
Well, no, I'm just saying that by not going, when people say, you should go out more, you should meet someone. Wouldn't it be nice if you had someone someone to live your life, grow old, all that stuff? And I'm thinking, yeah, but this is okay, and I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not bothering anyone. I'm not costing anyone any money.
If you keep saying that to everybody at the end of every sentence, they're going to start to get suspicious.
They will.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then good coaching tip. I don't know that I'll say that as often as I have been. I will not. That's a good
But I'm
good
not. I
advice.
just want you to know, I'm not hurting anyone. Right.
No, I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not bothering anyone. I'm not costing anyone any money.
Yeah, but that's
I'm
the
just
12th time
hanging
you've
out.
said that, Rob, in this paragraph. So,
Well,
like,
that's true.
I just
Let's just
really want you to
rewind
know.
that. Just a quick rewind, and I never said a thing. Ooh.
And with
There you
those
go.
words, I am the hell out of here. I've had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing. They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6
I'm
p.m.
not gonna push
Pacific,
the button.
9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you
Yay.
if you had a show. Probably.
Oh no, it's the clap that goes on and on and on. Oh wait, hold on, we gotta fade to black and still. Oh man, how long we gotta do this? And then you gotta play the Williams drop. Where's that?
The Williams drop.
Yeah, the tennis drop. Isn't that Serena Williams or
Oh,
something?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
There we